Our liberties should not be limited by the stupid. I was a stupid kid and very resourceful. If you were only allowed to partake in pleasures that didn't hurt little old me, then you're left with baby carrots and sunscreen. But on the flip side, I don't believe our safety measures should be solely determined by the most calloused and sturdy of us. At time of writing, Banana sits as the second most played Steam game of all time. Some people think the game stands as a symbol for everything systematically wrong with Valve and should be removed pronto. I personally think this is one of those times where people overreach a little bit. Who's right, who's wrong? Well, seeing as this is my video, I am the most right. When you go watch their video, then they're right. That's how the internet works. I'm not a Valve apologist, and I know I have a reputation for being another corpo kicker, but I'm not going against values here. I strive for an environment where buyer and seller can peacefully coexist, so sometimes I'm gonna have to deliver a swift roundhouse kick to the choir. When do we take personal responsibility? Surely you've heard of the game Banana. It's a game in the same sense that a table is a horse because it has 4 legs. You open up the non-game, click a picture of a banana, and a number goes up. That's it. I've been known to keep a clicker or idle game installed on my phone for years on end, but in Egg Inc. this is not. There are no upgrades, no math, and no internal automation. Now, before you budding developers commit toaster water due to a banana JPEG surpassing your life's work, notice that you now have a little something special in your Steam inventory. A potassium-themed present. The standard affair is to receive a normal banana, but if you get lucky, you might get a flashier variant like the Pink Sunset 80s-themed Retro Nana, the musically inspired violin-modeled Music Nana, or the memento to a recently deceased meme icon Doge Nana. These have no intrinsic value whatsoever. You can't even use it to decorate your in-game Nana. But you can post your newfound fruit treasure up on the Steam Marketplace for absolutely any price you want. Doesn't mean anyone's gonna buy it though. I marked one up for $100 and have yet to get a bite. As in real life, nothing's worth anything until someone is willing to pay. But there are people willing to pay a few cents here and $1,000 there, despite these bananas being literally worthless. The reason they're being purchased is due to scarcity and speculation. Some of these bananas, like the Icy-themed Frosty Nana, will never drop again, and they are gambling that maybe someone will want to buy it in the future, whether as a joke or because they too are speculating on what people are willing to pay. You can use the money from selling these bananas to purchase anything Steam has to offer. Currently, I've made a whopping 11 cents. I wanted to see if people were actually buying these. If I sell another $39.89 worth of bananas, then that's the Elden Ring DLC button paid for. But let's say I wanted to make this go faster. I can use the Steam Fund money to buy CSGO skins, keys, and loot boxes with the potential to give me something I can sell for more than a couple pesos. These also have no intrinsic value outside of cosmetic, sentimental reasons, or more speculative buying. For example, I have a CSGO glove case that goes for $7.45 on the market. It was worth 3 cents when I got it for free years ago. But Steam Fund money can only be spent on Steam items. If you make $500 on a sale, well, congrats, your game purchases are covered for a while, but you can't pay the rent with it or buy groceries. Steam funds from trades are in a one-way wallet. They cannot be withdrawn to a bank account unless you do a workaround like using a third-party site to sell your skins for real money. Or I guess you can make your own Steam game and buy it from yourself a bunch of times, then wait for Valve to pay out. Does that work? Something to look into. But all in all, it is possible to make real money from this, and you can scale up with bots that are basically the ones buying up the bananas and boosting the player count numbers right now. Is it a scam, though? Define scam. I'm not accusing the developers, merely stating that there is a potential that they themselves are the ones buying up the bananas to make it look like there is a ludicrous banana buying market. But that's always a possibility. There's a possibility I and anyone making a video about banana are in cahoots and using dark patterns to get someone to buy my $100 Icy Nana. There can always be a shadowy cabal drinking the blood of virgins, but in the end, no one is forcing anyone to participate. And unlike Wall Street, if the banana market crashes, it won't impact anyone aside from whoever was stuck holding the last banana when everyone left. This is the perfect example of a speculative market in a vacuum. I understand wanting to regulate Embracer, who buys up as much stuff as they can in hopes of trading and unloading onto another speculative buyer because they're doing this very thing with real-life consequences. But calling banana a scam and trying to regulate it feels like doing too much. Does this do something for you? Does the idea that money can be made from virtual junk entice you? Are you curious enough to seek out this game, install it, and give it a click? No one's getting hurt. Now you have a banana of your own, and it costs you nothing if it fails. You only stand to gain if for some reason oil barons take a liking to your banana. I neither condone nor condemn it, but I was a broke 18-year-old once, and the Steam Marketplace kind of helped me come to terms with my puzzle-seeking high-stakes rat brain. I never put a dime of my own money in, and it gave me a consequence-free zone to test my limits and ultimately quell my impulses. If you're gonna partake in risky behavior, I'd rather you do it in a safe space. I think it's foolish to think we can stop risky behavior altogether. If you didn't feel a tingle, did you feel disgust by chance? Physical repulsion that anyone would air quotes fall for this? Or that I would even have the gall to not spit on the concept of this non-game on site? Careful, because you can't deny your pleasure-seeking rat brain for too long. This just isn't your poison. And I tend to find those that think themselves scam immune make for easier marks in a different department. What makes you part with money on a regular basis that others would consider wasteful? Video games, Funko Pops, Magic the Gathering cards, maybe. I'm not judging, life's too short. I say have a good time so long as it doesn't hurt anyone, but where does personal responsibility come into play? What about social responsibility? Anyone making videos about banana is giving it more attention than if they had just ignored it. This is the Streisand effect, telling people to not pay attention to something, therefore getting everyone's attention. It's self-defeating if you're trying to steer traffic away, but I want traffic towards it because I don't think I should be the one making all the decisions around here. I always pick what's for dinner. It's your turn to cave and order DoorDash. Personally, I don't see it as anti-consumer or anything that's more than people doing what people do for now. My reason for bringing it forward is because it's always worth looking into these kinds of things early. If something sketchy is going on, we get it before it's a big problem, and if nothing happens, then we learn and no one gets hurt. Precedent is sexy, and I don't think there's been any set for this kind of game yet. I know Valve's reasoning for not dealing with NFTs was simply because it was sketchy, and maybe Banana is sketchy as well, although the developers aren't boasting that it's going to revolutionize our economy in any way. I do believe throwing the word scam around dilutes the meaning and makes people more likely to engage in scams because they don't feel like what they assume scams are supposed to feel. Or it has the inverse effect, and now people are painting a scarlet letter S on anything they don't understand to denote it as a scam. There is a balance to be found somewhere between cowboys and Puritans. And now I have a Steam inventory full of bananas. What am I supposed to do with all these bananas? My skin trading days are behind me, but one more time for old time's sake, eh? You know what, let's open this one up to an auction. And we will start the bid for the Frosty Nana at a clean $100. Do I see any takers at $100? No oil barons. Let's take it on down from the triple digits then. $90. Do I see 90? 90? No 90. 80. It's the 80s. We miss Reagan, don't we? 70. Groovy, baby. No go. To 60 we go. 50. You know what? Just say when. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, $1, 99 cents, 75, 50, 25, a dime, a nickel. This banana's got me in a pickle. 4 cents, 3 cents, sold to the bot ZQ756 Filipino spam. It's all yours.